Well, what is the state of the motorcycle club union today? We got stuff going on all over the place. And we don't know what this summer is going to shape up to be. But a lot of folks want to know. Civilians are getting all kinds of stuff off the news. A college shut down yesterday. All kind of stuff going on. And even biker clubs wondering what in the hell is going on. So we're going to talk about that. Got a special guest, Shaggy 1%er. You guys all know him well. And we're going to get some of his thoughts about the situation right after this brief introduction. Be right back. Hey there. I'm Black Dragon, and welcome to another edition of Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker News you can trust. This is the Black Dragon Biker TV. Today we have a most esteemed guest, our good brother, Shaggy 1%er. What's up, Shaggy, man? How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Man, doing great. Thanks, man, for being on the show. Good to see you. What you been up to?
Good to see you. All working, building motorcycles, causing hate and discontent, riding motorcycles.
I heard you just reopened your motorcycle shop.
I did, and it's crazy. I mean, I'm literally working 40 hours at my regular job plus another 40 hours plus to go at the shop. So it's keeping me busy. I mean, I don't have time to rape and kill and take over the countryside like I was originally planned to do. But I mean, got to pay the bills.
Yeah, man. So are you taking clients, or do you have all the clients you can handle?
Oh, I'm always taking clients. I mean, I ain't turn money down. I got an expensive lifestyle.
So how do people get in? Get to your what's the number or whatever? What's it called?
Oh, there ain't no
Shaggy?
number. It really, it's actually called Asshole Asylum Cycles.
Asshole Asylum Cycles.
Yeah, Asshole Asylum Cycles.
Okay. And how do people get to you?
Uh, by word of mouth, like it's. I mainly curtail to clubbers and uh, by word of mouth. I don't want like the average shop where they got people like blowing their phones up 100 times a day, asking 10,000 stupid questions. Um, it's one of those things where it's like people got to know people to get in touch with me. It, I mainly curtail to the clubs, the clubs people, the clubbers that have families, stuff like that ride. People who enjoy and love this lifestyle. I don't want just any Joe Schmo that I don't know showing up at my house. But my shop's out behind my house.
Okay, I feel you. So if you guys know how to get in touch with them, it's Asshole Asylum Cycles by Shaggy. Hey, listen, man. I wanted to talk to you a little bit. you run the COC where you are, and that sort of thing, and you're heavy into NCOM and all this kind of stuff. You know, the kind of A baits and stuff that kind of move what's going on, what's shaking, and uh, we were talking a little bit this morning. You and I, fortunately, get to talk from time to time, and every now and then I invite you on the show. Sometimes you can come, sometimes you can't. Um, but you know, it's crazy. Yesterday, a college shut down because the Banditos' funeral for one of their fallen was across the street from it, and you know, a lot of civilians are worried. The news keeps spreading all kinds of stuff. A lot of the traditional mom and pop clubs are kind of worried. What do you think the state of the motorcycle club state of the union, if you will, is? What's going on right now? Is it any different than it's ever been, or do we really
I think
have?
it's very polarized, and I think what has really happened here is a little known agitator has come out of hiding. He's been quiet for a long time, and here in the Midwest, we like when his ridiculous ass is quiet because he thinks he knows everything there is to know about motorcycle clubs. He considers himself a motorcycle club expert. But when Steve Cook comes out of the woodwork and he is be given his 10, 15 minutes of fame over and over and over and over and spewing the shitty spews about motorcycle clubs, that's something to be concerned with because the last time he got involved and he started spewing a lot of his rhetoric, a lot of clubs got busted. That was around 2002, 2003, then again in 2006, I think again in 2008. And then I think 2012 there was another bust, and then he's been pretty much quiet since 2012. Other than a couple of stupid shows he did. So you know, I would have to say when that prick gets out there and starts running his mouth, and I just happened to catch something the other day when he was. Um, Everything he said, he's saying to the public who don't know. So of course they're going to shut down a college. The meanest, worst scourge of people on the planet are having a funeral right across the street, not realizing that that club is mourning the loss of their brothers. They're coming together because they're a family, they're a brotherhood, they're a tight group. They're not a buy me patch club. They're not a you know cop club. They're a club of brotherhood that started back, I believe, in '68 or '67, somewhere in there. And um, it's just absolutely ridiculous that the public's having to hear a pinhead like Steve Cook. He's back out there. He's back out in the public, and he is coming full bore after us all, as far as he's concerned.
Who is Steve Cook? For those who don't know,
So Steve Cook thinks he's somebody big time because he started a little organization called the Midwest Motorcycle Gang Task Force. He's out of a little bitty town called Independence, Missouri, right outside of Kansas City. Population, I don't know, not very big, and he thinks he's somebody, and he likes to think he knows everything about motorcycle clubs. But every time he tried to infiltrate a motorcycle club, he'd get bounced on down the road, and then he started his own little fake 1% club and think that the other diamonds around him was gonna, provoke him or whatever, give him something to bust them on, and they all figured out he was a cop pretty quick. I mean, his whole family's cops. You could try to grow a beard and a little bit of long hair when you run around with fags like Fingers Jaunt and all those guys that were in that outlaw show, outlaw country or whatever. That's the little town that they're in. Yeah, it's ridiculous. He's nobody who wants to be somebody. He really wishes he could be a federal agent, but he just don't have what it takes to cut the mustard. He's a little podunk town detective. That's it.
so has he been successful in busting motorcycle clubs at all?
Oh, absolutely, here in the state of Missouri. And he's a consultant across the country. What's really funny is years ago I had heard that even his own colleagues can't stand him and think he's ridiculous. So um, he likes to push things to the envelope. He likes to use his power and his badge. You don't realize he's a police officer. He's there to protect and serve. He can't violate our constitutional rights just because he has a badge. That don't give him that right. but he sure thinks he can. Especially when he runs his mouth about things he's absolutely wrong about.
Well, he did get in pretty quickly. On You heard from him like that same afternoon when those banditos were shot on I-45. Within that same afternoon, he was on all of the radio television stations down there, espousing that he knew, the origins of the attack and where it came from, and he linked it very
He did it.
quickly.
He did the same thing with Waco.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Well, that we saw how that turned out.
Sure, and that's the thing. That's what these so-called law enforcement motorcycle gang or experts keep saying is they know whatever they think they know, but then you look at Waco, 133 people are now suing the city of Waco. 133 people's lives were changed because of law enforcement being
Yeah.
wrong.
I didn't realize anybody was actually suing Waco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have to look into that. So that aside, I mean, sure, he's gotten in there and has definitely done a little bit of rabble rousing. Um, but how much information do you think he really has? Do you really think he knows what's going on, or not behind the scenes?
Oh, I'm sure since motorcycle clubs are involved, he's one of the first phone calls that's made to get his advice. They probably called Jay Dobbins. They probably call the guy that infiltrated the Mongols. They probably call that guy that infiltrated the Mongols that was on that National Geographic show. They probably call Taccone. They probably call all them guys that just know so much. But if you read their books, the funniest thing about it is at the end of these snitches' books and these cops' books, they all say the same thing. These guys are a true brotherhood. They really love each other. And, I was conflicted. I didn't know which way to go. Come on, man. They're all full of shit.
So, what is the state of our biker club world right now out here across the
Well,
country? We did. I mean, all that
I don't
aside,
think it's so much the biker club world that's the issue. I think it's an issue of generation and lack of manhood, or the masculinity of men has been really degraded so bad that people are afraid to get in fist fights. Or afraid, when I come up to early Shaggy at 21, 22 years old, it was nothing to see some guy disrespect a patroller or disrespect some other guy or some civilian, and that dude gets smacked in the mouth or punched in the mouth or knocked out or whatever it was, and everybody went back to drinking or doing whatever, they minded their own business. You didn't do certain things as men. You didn't do certain things as an adult. Disrespecting somebody, degrading somebody, talking shit to them. You didn't do that. Nowadays it's like since everybody's got their technology at hand, the little computer in their hand with all the great cameras and audio shit that's on them, they take advantage of that fact, and it's really painted some much older people into a corner because I mean some aren't afraid to wear the orange jumpsuit, and some are just so fed up that you know it's becoming a weird thing in this society. But the thing is everybody wants to pull a gun now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the answer to everything. Let's just kill a bunch of people. Well, we see what killing a bunch of people did. It brought a little weasel out of the woodwork, and he got his side to the public before the bikers could get their side out, and that's really unfortunate.
Which is what always happens, right?
Well, sure. And so the other thing with that too is, I just in like last month or two got into the TikTok, and I haven't made any videos. I made one this morning, but a week ago I ran across this TikTok taking a break from the shop, and No Shame from 4 Foot Road was on there, and he was talking about this new thing he started called Knuckle Up, and the last 3 or 4 years at the INCOM meetings, during the president's meetings or the chairman's meetings, I always put out the last thing I say is put your guns down, start being men, put your fist up and fight like men, live to fight another day. Quit this killing each other shit. We're not gangbangers. We're not, it's not how we do things. You know, it's ridiculous that everybody's so quick to pull a gun because they're afraid to get punched in the mouth, they're afraid to, get smacked in the nose or whatever the case may be. Look, the generation I come up in, I think we were the last generation that fought in school, or the last generation that fought each other up till, I'm in my 40s and fights happen from time to time. But there's only three reasons to kill somebody. One is if you're in the military and you're killing for your government. We like to drop the bodies like they're hot. Two, when you're protecting your family and you're protecting their lives. And three, in an extreme measure to protecting your motorcycle club and your brothers. That's when people are showing up with guns on your front door and you're using self defense. You do less of a sentence under self defense than what you do murdering somebody. There's not five guys that are being held for murder that will probably never see their family again other than through a fence or a plexiglass or whatever. Their club, they can't serve their club because they're in prison. They can't take care of their families. They can't even take care of themselves. They're three hots in the cot, and they got to do what the man tells them to do.
So I think, I think we may have actually done it. I think I found your TikTok, you made this morning. You made that this morning?
Yeah.
TikTok right here.
I think so.
Now let's see what you got to say.
There is a journey that every man must take before he is able to be a leader.
That ain't me.
Can you hear it?
Able to
that is you.
That ain't the one I did this morning. What I did this morning, wearing the uniform I got on now.
Well, this is one. This is you right here.
I don't even know where that's from.
Looks like Big Bone did that one. What's your
name? My TikTok
name? Shaggy right here. I found it. Okay. No content. Nothing.
Uh-oh, I must have done wrong.
Yeah, there's nothing of you here. Okay. There's one.
Look, I work on metal things and welding things, not IT technology things.
Well, we'll find you, man. I can't wait to find you and play your TikTok. I can't wait. But
well, what I basically said was, the gunplay has got to stop, man. One, I think everybody in America should be armed for just self-protection. However, coming in from the military, coming up from where I was raised as a kid, there's a thing called escalation of force.
Mm-hmm.
You want to throw fists? Let's throw fists. You want to bring a knife? At that point, I'm bringing a gun. Period. A knife is just as deadly as a gun.
So you're on board with No Shame's?
Absolutely, 100% on board with what No Shame's doing. As a matter of fact, I called him up and said, "Look, man, I really dig what you're doing here. This really makes a lot of sense to me. I've been saying this for years at INCOM." And I told him, I said, "Man, whatever I can do to help." And he said, "Man, I'm all for it. I'd like to get a whole bunch of people on board with it." And if you knuckle up, you get less jail time.
Yeah.
It's still a felony. You get less jail time. You kill somebody, you're going away for forever. It's worse than drugs almost.
So this is his knuckle-up.com, and what he's trying to promote is the idea that motorcycle clubs need to get back to throwing hands. If we've got to go at each other, maybe we can get back to throwing hands. But I can tell you that this guy that Hollywood interviewed on his show a couple days ago, oh my goodness, what was his name? Jersey. This guy named Jersey. He said, "Well, I could beat a guy up, but then I still got to worry about him coming back and killing me, so I might as well kill him." Did you see that interview with?
No, I didn't. No,
you haven't been watching it.
No, I didn't.
So,
well, no, I've been so busy. I ain't had time. I just happened to come across that last weekend.
Yeah, so I mean, there's absolutely some pushback against this knuckle up thing by some of the guys out there.
Well, knuckle up involves some maturity. Like it used to be, you got an ass whooping, you walked it off. You took it as a lesson learned, right? I mean, we've all had our age group has had those life lessons. Today's day and age, if you knock the shit out of somebody, you do have to worry about them coming back at you. But by the message he's sending isn't just about, you know, what that guy is saying. The message he's sending is all of us need to understand that in the grave we can't serve our club and take care of and protect our families. In jail we can't protect our families and serve the club and do the things that we like to do. And freedom isn't free, but um, is it worth giving up your freedom for the rest of your life for something as stupid as a disagreement or you know I don't want to get into the politics of what we talked about earlier, what I think and feel, because that'll get me in some trouble. Um, but there's a lot of clubs moving around. There's a lot of clubs that are um, just people buying their patch, and it's hurting our lifestyle. Everything in our lifestyle is about respect and earning it. You know, earn your rights of passage, the whole 9 yards. But they're allowing cops in their club and former cops in their club. They're forgetting, or it's not that they're forgetting. They just don't give a shit, and they have this new mentality, like quite a few individuals have, is I'll do what I want to, and I'm a free American, and nobody can make me do anything otherwise. And if you try to, I'll call law enforcement, or I'll shoot you, or I'll do this, or I'll do that. You know, there's a reason why we've always had the saying that this lifestyle ain't for everybody, and it's supposed to be hard and tough and earned and maintained and all those words that actually mean something to us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Is it feasible to expect that clubs are going to go to some sort of knuckle up program? I mean,
Is it feasible? No. Is it feasible that we can all get along and sit down at a table? No. But it doesn't hurt to have a voice and promote something righteous, right? I got told one time that at an INCOM meeting that, man, you know, Shaggy, we're all not just going to get along and have rainbows and unicorns and sing kumbaya and things are great. When then this guy who told me this, he kind of just said his piece and walked away. And this other guy who was in a very old motorcycle club out of Michigan, he's a very old guy himself. He's been in their club 40 some odd years, I believe. He walks up, he goes, Shaggy, I've been wanting that thing that he says we can't have for all these years because it's the maturity level that's stopping it. Because honestly, a motorcycle club, a motorcycle club, a motorcycle club. Their identity is a little bit different, but we all want the same damn thing. We want to ride our motorcycles, fly our colors, represent our clubs, love our brothers, and enjoy our brotherhood. That's the core of it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it really is that simple.
Yeah, well, one would think it used to be that simple. Is it the stock of person we're getting in, or you know, a lot of people say we're bringing gangbangers in. We've dropped our standards, all kind of. We're selling patches. Have the clubs failed? Are the clubs are we failures now? What, you know, one of the big.
No, I think what we run into is the new ideology and the ingrained, concrete, strong foundation and ideology of where we started, what we've been through, where we've come from, and where we're at. And
yeah.
and when you run into that traditional mentality, running into uneducated or we're just going to do what we want mentality, you're going to have some pretty bad things happen. I mean, unfortunately, it seems like it's in the news every other day. Like from 2001 to 2000, and in 2002, Laughlin happened, and then the deal up there with the Pagans and the Angels, the Hellraisers ball. I think it was our 2002 time frame. I had just patched out with my former club. And I strictly remember them two events happening. And then there was a long time, it was about 2005, I think, when there's quite a big bust across the United States. And then 2008 happened, and there was a lot of bust across the United States. And then 2012 happened, I believe it was 2012 or 11, somewhere in there. There was another huge bunch of busts. And so the old ideology is protect our home, protect our community. The new ideology is I'm going to do what I want, and if you don't like it, what are you going to do about it?
True. Northern Cody says it's the rapid expansion, high speed expansion.
Yes, absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. Clubs have numbers now that are astronomical.
You know, it used to be an outlaw club was no more a chapter was no more than about 7 or 8 guys.
Dude, that was the desired number. Don't get over that, because then you get the clicks and you get all the bullshit. 7, 8 guys. I mean, that's a strong chapter. That's a chapter you don't want to run into on a bad day, and you want to hang out with on a good day, because it's going to be an epic time.
Now we see, 200-300 member chapters. How the hell do you know those people?
Well, how do you get that many people through if you follow the righteous way to do it? The rite of passages, the prospecting, the mentorship, the walking somebody from coming from the civilian side, being just a raw, motorcycle enthusiast, to representing an organization that is bigger than you, that represents more than you, but is geared totally around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, just like we went in the military, man. We went through boot camp. They broke us down from civilians to nobodies and built us up to what they wanted. Prospecting in a motorcycle club is no different.
Yeah, and you know what? Even in the military, like in the Navy, they went away from wearing boots in boot camp to tennis shoes, and they stopped carrying. Remember, we carried that big heavy ass M1 Garand.
M14. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
M14? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't M14.
My weapon. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Say again.
This is my weapon. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Yep. This is for killing, and this is for fun. I remember those days, man, and they don't even carry that in boot camp anymore. In my mind, in my opinion, even boot camp Navy boot camp has with the training timeout cards and all kind of shit. And you wonder, they better have robots and stuff to fight these wars, because these kids getting on a battlefield, I can't imagine the way they throw temper tantrums. Somebody says, go take that hill. I don't want to take that hill, We see this in the motorcycle clubs. Some of the stuff.
Well, what we see is the laziness across the entire world because of technology. And it's everything is, I mean, Uber, you got people like DoorDash, good on them for creating a business, but fuck, you don't have to go get your groceries anymore. You don't have to go to the damn drive-thru anymore. You don't have to go to movies anymore. I mean, I got the Roku thing, and I got all kinds of cool shit on there. Everything is at your fingertips now. You don't have to do nothing.
Right.
Except if you're a grease monkey like me, then you're constantly doing something.
Well, I tell you what, how would clubs initiate? I mean, is this just a good saying, or how would clubs actually go about initiating this whole knuckle up thing that No Shame wants to have happen? How do you make that happen? How do you make the such and such club not shoot the such and such club and instead meet in a ring somewhere? Is that possible?
I think for some of us old guys, I think it's very possible, because we all talk about it. I mean, sometimes you got to get down. Sometimes you get an ass whooping. Sometimes you give an ass whooping. But that's my mentality. That's the way I was raised. I'm not pulling my pistol out. I'm not pulling a rifle out. I'm not pulling a firearm out on anybody until I'm ready to use it. And when I use it, I'm not missing, and you're going to die. That's the way I was taught as a kid, as a teenager, as a member of the United States Navy, as a CB, as the Marines that trained me as a CB, as an instructor when I taught other CBs and other military personnel. It's not a toy. You don't give warning shots. You shoot them in the leg or the knee. You shoot them center mass, 2 rounds, carry on. It's that simple. Killing somebody is a final act of life. I mean, it's done for
Yes.
you and for them.
Yes.
And what have you solved? The beef is still there. Even with the knuckle up thing, the beef may still be there. But like when we were kids, man, you take an ass whooping, you walk it off, you learn your lesson from it. Again, life lessons. Oh man, I ain't gonna disrespect that guy again. He got pretty heavy hands. Or if you do retaliate, come back at him. You retaliate at him like a man. You get face to face with him, or do what you got to do. But uh, pulling a gun on him is so ridiculous. It just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like to see it. I'm so tired of just about every one of these clubs. Since I have chapters all over the place, I know folks in almost all the damn clubs. And I'm blown away to find out when I look at some of these headlines that I actually know some of those damn people. And they're gone now. And it's absolutely you don't realize how small the motorcycle club world is until you realize, damn, I know that guy or a friend of that guy, or I've run into that guy before. And now he's a statistic. You're right. Everybody loses. The person that's dead loses. A lot of times the person that's done the shooting, like they've got so many ways of finding people. And now everybody's lost a breadwinner. I think it's a sad state of affairs. Sad state of affairs.
It's very sad when people have become so frightened that their first resort should be their last one. 9 times out of 10, you can sit down and talk to just about anything. 9.5 times out of 10, it ends up in a fist fight. 10 times out of 10, it's two clubs shooting it up. And that took a lot to get to that point. Now it's fuck you, people pulling guns. You really meant fuck you? Walk up and punch that some bitch in the mouth. Show them that you're serious. Show them you ain't scared of them. Or get out of this lifestyle. This lifestyle is for men with integrity, men that believe in the common core of respect.
Well, maybe we failed in the motorcycle club. Maybe you and I have failed. Maybe we
I
failed.
don't think we failed. I think it's you could only. There's one brother tells me all the time, man. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, listen, moving on to a different discussion. What's going on in the COC world today that we should know about, if anything at all?
INCOM's coming up in Phoenix, Arizona, the Father's Day weekend in June, and there's going to be some big changes coming. There's going to be a lot of, I think, a lot of participation this year. I think it's going to kind of come back to its former glory. I truly believe that. There's a lot of really good leaders involved with trying to make it better, make it more effective. And that's the other thing too. When these shootings happen, that hurts that whole movement, that movement of biker rights. And people don't seem to understand that when those of us that put our necks out there, put our names out there, put our faces out there, and fight for our rights, that we're doing it for the whole community, for the bad apples, for the good apples, for the in between. It affects everybody, and It's really hard to go to legislators and say, look, we're being profiled, we're being treated unfairly, we're being done this way or that way. And you can pop up with all the proof in the world, but when national news is such and such, and then you got Steve Cook's dumbass on there saying gang this and gang that and gang this, these legislators don't want to listen to us.
Right. Right. Well, it's not in their best interest.
Oh, absolutely it's not. Because right there is the proof they have. It's in the paper. Look, this happened. I mean, and you can't deny it. I mean, shit, it happened.
So what is INCOM for those who don't know?
National Coalition of Motorcyclists. It's for the independents like A-Bates and MRF, other MROs like Freedom of the Road Riders, Modified Motorcycle Association, American Motorcycle Association, those kind of organizations. It's there for the T-shirt clubs all the way up to the big 1% clubs.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's where we all get together and show the world that we can actually sit down and have a conversation. And we do all the time. And they're good ones and they're fun ones. And they're funny. And I mean, you break bread with somebody. I meet somebody new in a different club every year, and it's a great time. And, it helps me keep my mind open and be able to pass things to my club to make my club better, make my brothers better.
So, what is somebody going to learn if they go? Is INCOM open to anyone?
INCOM is open pretty much to anyone that's part of an MRF. I have met independents there before that are like that on their own accord type thing. They're wanting to learn. They're not open to law enforcement. Of course, law enforcement will be there. They're there every year. They're open to the clubs, any clubs, white, black, blue, green, no matter. Um, I wouldn't suggest um, the alphabet soup clubs to come. They're trying to keep from naming that. Or the LGBTQ, ABCDFG guys, I wouldn't suggest them folks come. Um, uh, but it's for um, learning. You're going to learn legislative stuff. You're going to learn how to talk to police officers. You're going to learn. There's one outstanding speaker with the Sons of Silence Motorcycle Club. He gives a class every year on what to do in the golden hour, and he teaches some other things. And the golden hour has to do with when you come up on a motorcycle accident.
Hmm.
There's, I mean, things about the VA and veterans. There's things in there for women. There's things in there for religious clubs. They have a banquet, where we all come together and have dinner and kind of chew the fat, so to say. It's like 3 days of just going into lectures and going into educational type things to help better our community and help strengthen the knowledge base of our fellow bikers and our fellow clubbers and our motorcycle community.
So it's kind of like the proc a little bit.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. Except at the proc, those guys want to learn more than just the COC stuff. I was really impressed with the questions and stuff they had at New Orleans this past January, and this is more intense with the lawyers. This is more intense with like we got hardcore guys up there really teaching some really good shit.
Yeah, that's they had one about or did they? Are they going to have one? You said about how to be a expert witness or something like that, or is that something else?
No, that's the National Council of Clubs.
Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, man, that's going to be really interesting. And it's going to be in Arizona, right? This year.
Phoenix, yes.
Phoenix, and it's going to be what
the Father's Day weekend in June. I think it's the 13, 14, 15, something like that.
So how would a person go about finding out about how to go if they want to go and hang out?
They can go to aim.com or I think you can Google 1-800 on a bike and it'll take you to the website. and you should be able to pull up the flyer for the NCOM. They'll also have the fees for the banquet and registration.
Sounds good, man. What else? Any other kind of stuff we need to know about coming from the councils or organizations or whatever like that?
They all need to grow. They all need to. Uh, we as a unified front against our government, and is a louder voice than what it is when we're doing it by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Our voting block needs to be solid. Like, we're not a protected class, like like the LGBTQ community, the Black community, the women, you know, other races and stuff like that that are considered protected class. Um, Bikers aren't looked at in that manner because they don't come together as a whole. And I think this year's income is trying to help establish that, try to get a starting point to get a lot of these uh, MROs together with the clubs, so we do make our voice louder, we do make our voting block bigger, and we can get things done at hopefully a little bit faster pace than what we typically can. Legislation's hard as hell and takes forever to pass anyway, but the more you have on your side working with you to push them goals forward, the easier it is to get done.
Well, listen, man, I appreciate talking with you the last 40 minutes. It really has been exciting and interesting, as it always is when Uncle Shaggy's on the show, man. So maybe
always a good time.
Maybe I'll see you in INCOM this year.
Oh, I'll be there.
This is going to be very cool. I remember that they gave me an award in 2020, and it was the middle of COVID, so I didn't go and thank them, but I was able to get an INCOM Silver Spoke Award in 2020, and I'm very thankful for it. I share that award with people like Charleston Heston and Jay Leno and others. So, like, I feel like it was an incredible honor to get that award from them. So I do want to go back and tell them thank you. I wasn't going my ass nowhere during COVID. That wasn't happening. But I want to definitely thank them. And so hopefully I'm there in June. And that's how, they're going to have a lot of courses there, a lot of education for bikers and motorcycle clubs about rights and all kinds of things. So I think everyone should go there. It's kind of like the black side has a thing called the professional, the PROC, Professional Clubs Convention, I think it's what it is, and where they have classes and all kinds of stuff on everything you could want to know about trying to be in a motorcycle club or grow one or have a nonprofit or something like that. And it's in January of every year. So this is the INCOM. It's got a lot of clubs there, a lot of 1% clubs there, MRFs, which are motorcycle.
The MRF is the Motorcycle Rights Foundation, but MROs are the Motorcycle Rights Organizations, which is kind of covers all of them.
I knew that somewhere in here. But hey, man, I love you, man. Thank you so much for being on. Shaggy 1%er, everybody. Have a great day, man. Thanks for taking time off the job to hang out with me. I really appreciate it.
Hey, love you too, brother. And I'll tell you this, man. Keep doing what you're doing. A lot of people that have kind of come to me and like, hey, Black Dragon's on, he's getting it done out there, and he ain't taking any shit. He's doing good work out there. So keep doing what you're doing. No shame from 4 for the road. You keep doing what you're doing. Cody, please keep putting them TikToks out there, dude. I ain't never laughed so hard in my fucking life, man. You just killed me, especially the bike throwing it on the side. That was awesome. And the rest of you guys, man, keep doing what you're doing. And hey, knuckle the fuck up, man. You guys be good.
Thanks a lot, man. Take care.
You too.
Yeah, man. So that was Shaggy 1%er, man. He's a COC chairman out there in his area, and he's been with INCOM for forever, for a long time. Some of my great friends and people I respect have been at INCOM for so long. And I think you guys should go. I really think you should go. You're going to learn a whole lot if you get a ticket and go there. It's only going to be a weekend and 3 days of intense learning, fellowship. You'll make a lot of friends out there. You'll be able to expand your you'll get to expand your Rolodex, if it were, your black book, or I guess now your receipt machine. That's what I call these things. You guys know, this is the great receipt machine. It keeps a receipt on everything you do, so keep that in mind. Every place you go, you can't even turn them off anymore. You guys remember that show 24, where he would always break the phone open and pull the battery out? Like, you can't do that. It's always on. And the reason that you know it's always on is all you got to do is say something like, "Hey, Google." And on it comes. You see that? That both of my phones, it just did that, which lets you know this son of a bitch is on at all times listening to you. Oh, that's Horny Toad, if you didn't know. That's him. That's an artist rendition of Horny Toad, in case you didn't know. But yeah. So anyway, you can expand your receipt machine and the people that you know while you're there. Anyway, hey, what's up, Archbishop? I see you, man. I see everybody. I guess I'm out of here this morning. I'm typing right now. Sorry about that. I think I'm open out here. Thanks for those donations earlier. I appreciate you, Eric Francis Tuttle. Appreciate you, man. And a couple times. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. God bless you. We need those donations. So $ Biker Prez, Prez. If you're wondering what my Cash App is, it's $ Biker Prez. If you want to send something to the show, we'd absolutely appreciate it. And also, you can hit that Snapchat, man, and check us out. We'll be back tomorrow. The podcast is The Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos. The Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos for our podcast. Everywhere you get podcasts, Spotify, whatever, we're there. We have a Discord server. Join the link. The link to the Discord server is in the description box below. We have a daily online magazine called BikerLiberty.com. BikerLiberty.com. You can go read our articles over there that we post. The Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos is the podcast. We can be found on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and live on LinkedIn. And I believe we're on Twitch as well. So that's everything you need to know about us. Hit that like and subscribe and share button. We would absolutely appreciate that if you liked, subscribed, and share. If you know Shaggy, you can get a hold of him. Asshole Asylum Cycles is the name of his motorcycle shop. Now, that guy knows how to fix motorcycles. So if you're lucky, you can definitely get him. Big Bone and Archbishop are on the Big Bone Yard. Check them out Sundays at, I believe, 7 Eastern, 7-ish. 7-ish. They're not always on time, but 7-ish will get you there. That's about it, man. I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in. I'm down 17 pounds. 17 pounds. Thanks for tuning in and get skinny. Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospect's Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.
And we'll see you in a minute when we break out the first book out there. We're going to be looking at is.
Well, let's do yours first.
Yeah, how about you first?